So the next topic we have is intelligence test. So the origin of intelligence test was very noble, and the intention was to identify those children who were behind the age of their group. It served its original purpose very well, but the problem arises when we use IQ test for to find highly intelligent people. So the question rises that if the success at IQ tests correlate with actual success at some other fields as well. Sometimes the IQ test is a useful predictor, and for example, if we have to find out the success as an accountant, then accounting IQ test will indicate that. But this case is not always true, and if we use one IQ test to judge overall success, then it is really dangerous and very less effective. The danger arises when the careless and dishonest use of word intelligence. So the research on creative thinkers tells us that in multiple choice questions examination, the creative thinkers could not answer it very well because they have think of the possibility in special circumstances, whereas non creative thinkers reach the obvious answer much quick and get the right mark. So the conclusion, in conclusion, we can say that intelligence tests serve their original purpose very well, but if we apply it everywhere, then certainly they do not predict the success in other fields for which they are not designed for. Next up, we have the topic of teaching thinking. The teaching thinking we have in the teaching thinking we have random entry tool. It is a useful and it is a useful tool to generate ideas from a subject. It takes a completely random words and use them to generate ideas around this topic. The software is you can have a computer with high processing power, but if you do not have right software, this processing power is of no use. Similarly is the case with high intelligence. If you have high intelligence and no tools or framework of thinking, then the intelligence is not enough. Given the right framework for thinking, then you can perform very efficiently than a less intelligent person. But intelligence is itself is not a substitute of thinking software. The provocation is another process of literal thinking. We do not use our usual judgment, but we use a different operation called movement. It involves ways of moving forward from a provocation to a new idea. Next up, we have the Gang of Three. The framework that already is being used by most of the intelligent people around us is 2400 years ago and is provided by Greek Gang of Three, and it is unchanged till now. So this Greek Gang of Three was Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. So from Socrates came a love of dialectic and argument. From Plato came the notion of ultimate truth. From Aristotle came the box logic. From Greek Gang of Three comes our habit of argument. This is primitive, crude, and highly inefficient way of explaining a subject. In any argument, both sides may be right, but they might be looking at different parts. For example, if someone is seeing a different side of a building, he can judge by looking only at that side of building, but not the whole situation. In the Gang of Three, in opposite to the Gang of Three, we have a six head method, which is a very good method of thinking and analyzing a subject. What are six heads? So six heads are white hat, red hat, green hat, yellow hat, red hat, and blue hat. So white hat focuses on information, what information is available and what is missing. Questions: how do we get the information we need? Red hat: permission to put forward your feeling, emotions and intuitions without any need of explanation or judgment. Black hat: caution, careful the downsides and why something is wrong or may not work. Yellow hat focuses on the benefits and values, the positive aspects and the ways of doing something. Green hat is the creativity and new idea possibility. The blue hat is the organizing hat, which decide the focus and desired outcome of